Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Danjo number FL212W6BP strike plate. This is what is called a heavy gauge strike. Dimensionally, let's go over it. It's 12-inch tall. Okay. They're going to have the width. They say that it's 1 3/4, but really what they're dealing with there is a reference to the dimensions that you're going to see on the template. And what's important for people when you're doing a repair job like this, and generally that's where it is, 1 3/4 is from the back edge to where the lip or the break begins to occur. So at 1 3/4, even though this tape measure is showing me closer to 1 7/8, yeah, the angle begins right here. From here to here, they're saying is 1 3/4. The tape measure is saying 1 5/8. It has an overall of 2 1/4, as you can see. Now, the important thing to know is that this has 6-inch centers. Center of the top hole to the center of the bottom hole is 6 inch. Because of the size of these holes, and those are detailed on that link below this video to the template, at 1 3/4 wide, and then the tall, 1 3/4 tall, and then 3/4 inch wide. What they're basically saying is 1 3/4 is substantial. You'd be able to make this work with a preparation deadbolt to lock set center to center of 5.5 or 6 inch, and obviously a little bit more than 6 inch as well. They give locations for all the screw holes that are on that template as well. What you're going to see is you're going to have 4 holes here, and a hole here, and a hole here. 6 holes total, 3 and 3. You'll notice that these 4 vertical are a little bit smaller than the one right above it. You're going to get 6 screws. You're going to get 4 long ones and 2 short ones. That number is not coincidental. The long ones go into the smaller holes. Why are they so long? The concept is that you will drill, like with maybe an aircraft extension bit, pre-drill your hole long and deep into the stud behind the frame, through any shims that are there or any void into the stud, and run those really long screws down deep into the stud, and the 2 shorter ones, which are probably about 1 inch long, here and here. Okay. This being a security strike, you're going to want to have it as secure as possible, and getting it down to the studs is crucial. This double hole version is available in a you're going to have the 212W6, okay, which is this. You're going to have the 212N6. I'm going to pull that up now. The difference with the two is that the N version, think of it as narrow. Think of it as also something that you might use for an 1 3/8 door, because the W is 1 3/4. The N is 1 3/8. Okay, so it's 3/8 of an inch smaller, is what they're going to have on this. Then Danjo will have their AST 21346 and their AST 21386. Those strikes are 18-inch long, still for that 6-inch center, 1 3/8 and 1 3/4 sorts of versions of these full lip strikes. Where are you going to use this? Well, if you've had a break-in or damage and you want to mitigate that by keeping the frame, tightening it all back up, using something like this certainly works. I certainly have people install these in new installations as well, because they know that they want to have something incredibly secure there. Those are belts and suspender type people as well. However, the truth of the matter is this. if you're looking at strikes like this, you may have learned, or the hard way, or you may have been the recipient of, a reason to need a security strike. You might have had a break-in. Lots of things that you can do to mitigate those, not mitigate, lots of things you can do to help reinforce the frame as well. Really, the weak point of the frame, certainly, is that area where it's lacking wood, where all the holes have been drilled through. Giving yourself a security strike like this and running screws into the studs, the frame becomes not the least strong part of the assembly. Another thing that you can do, and that I've done, is I would have a sheet metal shop shear some metal for me, maybe 1/8 inch thick, and run that along the back side of the jamb and secure that down. Because what you're trying to do is prevent the frame from being broken. Okay? And when you're attaching a piece of steel to the back side of it, you significantly increase the strength of all of that. Now, that's probably certainly going above and beyond the call of normal duty, but there's things in addition to a security strike that are done as well. And then obviously going away from wood as a material makes a lot of sense. Now, Danjo doesn't make only a security strike like this. They have a comprehensive offering of strike plates. There is a link below this video, and by the way, this is available in BP, which is brass finish, and this is steel. They can do an SL, which is a silver painted, and they can do a white finish as well. Okay. There's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only the full line Danjo catalog, which is certainly very helpful, if nothing other than helpful and incredibly unwieldy because of the size of the document. Because of that, we have added links to the 10 or so subsections of that catalog, and you can click immediately on the link that is called Strike Plates and review this item and all of Danjo's sister products. In my experience, their catalog lacks detail, lacks typical applications, and other than a reference to a part number, you don't really know what the difference is sometimes. What you can do is populate that information, the part number, into our website, get to the item, read the description of it, perhaps click on the template, gain additional information, and if all else fails, and if no other reason, reach out if you have any questions on the Danjo number FL212W6 BP strike or any other Danjo product. Thank you very much.